Hey guys, William here with another trophy slash achievement guide in World War II on the Darkest Shore map. I'll have two for you, and this first one is actually fairly simple. It's called Still Lurking, and it requires you to find and shoot Dr. Straub. If you don't know to look for him, it can be a little difficult unless you find him on accident. So the most common place I've seen him show up is right at the beginning of the match, right after I beat round 3 on the beach. I found him wandering around in this restricted area, and all you have to do is hit him with a single shot. You can't hurt him at all, he just kinda hangs out for about 10 seconds, maybe a little more, so you have to be quick. This next trophy, called Always on Spine, requires you to rip the spine out of every zombie type. This is a bit misleading because you do not need a bomber zombie. You need a normal zombie, pest, brute, and a mutiler. This requires the use of the ripsaw, so in case you don't know how to build the ripsaw, I'll post a link down in the description to my video showing you how. You do not need to upgrade it, you just need to build it and buy the 2500 Jolt version. The way you rip out spines is to sprint at an enemy and press the melee button to perform a charge. When the zombie is killed with the charge, hold square and it will rip out the spine. I would recommend buying the melee perk as well because it will help out with the brute zombie and the mutiler, which is easily the hardest one to get. I also suggest going with camouflage because it can make all of these a little bit easier. So I'll actually show you the mutiler first since that is the hardest one to get. You'll want to try to get this as early as possible, so try to have the ripsaw built before round 7. I obviously got it during round 11, so don't worry if you don't get it during its first spawn. The strategy I used was to wait by the fog just outside of the U-boat pins after it had initially spawned. In a perfect world, I'd have already been over there when the fog rolled in, but this will give a nice path to get a running start when it shows up, as well as sandwiches you between two armor locations, because it will most likely hit you and it will hurt. Grabbing auto revive wouldn't be a bad idea. On round 11, even with the melee perk and almost a full clip from an MG15, this took nearly 10 hits from the saw before finally going down. I probably could have gone for more gun damage to make it easier, but I didn't want to accidentally kill it and have to wait for the next fog round. On the final encounter, notice that I sidestepped it and it ran past me a bit. This is definitely a tactic you can use to make it easier. Try to sidestep and then turn around and sprint charge right into it. So if you manage to get the spine from the mutiler, congratulate yourself because it is no easy task. The normal zombie is by far the easiest, obviously. You'll one-shot these for a while with the ripsaw, even without the melee perk. The same goes for pest zombies, just charge into it, probably easiest during a pest round because there are so many, and get your next spine. And finally, the brute zombie. This one wasn't as hard as it might seem, especially if you use camouflage. I don't think I had hit him more than once with the ripsaw, but I did shoot him a few times with the MG15. Once you rip the spine out of all 4 zombie types, you should have your trophy. This should be a silver trophy, honestly, because that mutiler spine was an absolute nuisance. Bit of a spoiler, you will have to rip that out for the Easter egg, so you better practice if you plan on going for it. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more in the future, a like and subscribe is always appreciated, and I will see you next time.